Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four tie-ins into the Inferno crossover that came out in the late 80s. Obviously, the Inferno story itself revolved around the X-Men and the New Mutants, and but it has a ton of tie-ins with non-mutant titles. We already covered the Avengers. Those issues weren't the best. We get the new Avengers lineup with Sue and Reed Richards joining the Avengers. That was really weird. At least I didn't like it. And now we're going to cover the Fantastic Four, issues 322 to 324. And it's been a real long time since I haven't read anything from Fantastic Four from the 80s. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I sat down to read the whole run. But I don't remember why the Fantastic Four are actually in the state with this alternative lineup with Reed and Sue off the team. We have Miss Marvel, the She-Thing. Thing's powers have sort of like flared up or mutated, so he looks more spiky and grotesque. Human Torch does his normal Human Torch stuff. And Crystal is supposedly on the team, and in these 3 issues, I don't see her anywhere. And relative to the Inferno itself, like these particular tie-ins are very marginal to the story. It's like barely referenced. It's pretty much a shameless cash grab to put that up there. But it's written by Steve Englehart. I do love his insane writing and his crazy stories. Illustrated by Keith Pollard. Like, you can really notice that how the artist struggles with Ben Grimm's new character design, because it has spikes all over the place and he's more bulky, and it's a real struggle to make it show that it's the Thing and not this amorphous brown thing with spikes. So the story starts off, Graviton back on Earth. He realizes that there's like this disturbance within the gravitatory field, something like that, happening over in New York City, so he's curious to see what's going on. It's the whole thing with the Inferno, where Goblin Queen, Sim, and Nastir are trying to open a portal of Limbo over New York City. So all the demons because Limbo is like the X-Men's version of hell, so all the demons there can invade Earth. And while this is happening, like a bunch of inanimate objects in New York City started to become alive, started to change into demons, started attacking people. So things are starting to go crazy around the city. And this is basically the only reference that you get to Inferno in the first 2 issues, and justifies this cash grab label here of the Inferno on the cover to tie it into the Inferno crossover. So Thing and She-Thing hit the streets, try to help people with the whole thing of bikes and cars and mailboxes attacking people. Graviton arrives. Obviously, She-Thing and Thing know he's bad news. They try to take him down. Graviton's insanely powerful. The cool thing is, like, Graviton almost just mops the floor with them immediately. Johnny Storm gets into action. He starts using his powers in pretty creative ways. For some reason, like, the Inferno's flared up. Pardon the pun. His powers, like his heat powers, have become stronger, so he can create like these Human Torch flaming decoys. He can absorb heat from other people. He's using his powers more creatively, and that's actually pretty cool. So they're able to take down Graviton, and here you can see Ben Grimm's character design. Like, here, I can imagine the artist struggling, so you can tell where's the arm. Like here again, like it's really hard to. He looks really amorphous, a brown amorphous ball with spikes and blue underwear. So, and he has a spike coming out of his butt. That's something I noticed further down the line. At first, like in the first 2 issues, like the artist is trying to hide that spike, but like in the 3rd one, you can really tell there's a spike popping up out of his blue Fantastic Four uniform. So, 2nd issue, Kang arrives. In the chaos of the city, we have Mantis. She's battling against I can't remember how these things are called in English, but the FF, which are 3. Crystal, I don't know where the hell she went. Help save her from the attack of these meters, the parking meters. There we go. So they're able to solve him. Kang, who also popped up in the Avengers tie-in, he's like getting into trouble in New York City. He wants to hunt down and capture Mantis. He has some insane master plan with her. So he drops in on the Fantastic Four. He's able to kidnap her. He makes an escape. He has a whole plan with that Celestial that was sleeping, or the dreaming Celestial, or something like that. So he goes off with his crazy plan with Mantis. And what happens in this story is that the Fantastic Four battle against Kang. They're able to defeat him. But Kang realizes that Mantis has been kidnapped by this guy called Necrodamus. Okay, I never heard of this guy before. And he has this really, really harebrained plot. And he's going to sacrifice Mantis because of her celestial Madonna nature. So he can obtain this insane level of magical power. So he's waiting for the planets to align. And so it's pretty harebrained. But what happened prior to this, that he was captured in Limbo by Scarlet Witch. He was sent there and he was imprisoned there. So because of this whole situation of the Inferno, he was able to escape. Now he needs to make this ritual sacrifice and be able to become this insanely powerful magical god, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like those type of those evil plans where he's going to try to take over the world or something like that. But what happens? And Nastir arrives. He's the one running the show during the Inferno crossover, and so he tells this guy Necrodamus, it's like, hey, like, don't get too big for your britches. You're gonna serve me. So this is how they sort of tie and justify the label of Inferno, with these couple of panels with Nastir telling him, it's like, we're gonna keep an eye on you. Don't get too big for your britches, because we're gonna take you down. You're gonna serve me. And then here's that spike coming out of Thing's butt. Here's another spike. Why the hell did they decide to do this? Like, this design, thank God it didn't stay. So Kang and Human Torch have this insane plan. So for him, Necrodamus, not to align the planets, they're going to move Mercury using a Kang thingamajig and Human Torch's flame powers. They're going to shift Mercury a little bit to the right so the planets can align, and Necrodamus's plans go to shit. He can't sacrifice Mantis because of this situation. He just fades away from reality. And Kang does something pretty hilarious. It's like, okay, Fantastic Four, you screwed up my plan, so I'm going to leave Human Torch in the middle of space right next to Mercury. Bye. He disappears. And we get a little tease of Silver Surfer. So, next video, we're going to cover the Amazing Spider-Man tie-ins, which actually are really good. They did a killer job with these tie-ins. So, hope you guys like this video. Bye.